Amazing. So tell me what it was like, because I know you've grown this. Well, to me, it seems quick. Like 4 or 5 years when you're doing something for how big you've grown it is really impressive. So what, I know you said, well, I did like Google ads and I did whatever. Tell me about the process of testing. So you knew there was a market. You're like, okay, great. There
Sure.
are people coming to me. What was the best way to figure out your marketing strategy to get to those people?
Hmm. It's a good question. So we started initially just putting the content out there and sharing it into LinkedIn groups. Because if you're in the right kind of LinkedIn groups where your prospects and your ideal clients are hanging out, and you've got content you can share that's relevant and that's going to resonate with them, like it's pretty easy to just distribute content into LinkedIn groups and drive traffic back from it, which will then get a percentage of people onto your email list if you've got the right offers set up and such. So that was one of the first things that we started doing. From there, we started running webinars, and just kept testing different things and really seeing like who's this resonating with, who are the types of clients that seem serious about these kinds of services, which ones are not.
So what is working now for you? So especially you mentioned LinkedIn ads, and that gets
Yeah.
people really excited. I interviewed somebody who was super excited about LinkedIn ads, and then when you look at how much they cost per click, it is crazy. So, and of course you already know your numbers. Which platform do you think people should be starting with? Is it like, well, LinkedIn or, you know what I mean, Facebook? What do you suggest
Yeah.
when someone's sort of just getting into this?
I think it's tough to give a blanket answer
Hmm.
because I started with Facebook ads because at the time, a couple years ago, it was significantly cheaper than LinkedIn ads, and LinkedIn didn't even have what they now have called sponsored updates, which are like their version of newsfeed ads, and which and are working very well right now. Um, so where should somebody should start though? I guess really just depends on who their audience is and where their people can be found, but also maybe it comes down to like what can they afford, what like how much can they pay to get somebody to opt into their lead magnet, their webinar, whatever it might be. And so on LinkedIn specifically, I always tell people if you're not willing to pay $10 or more for a webinar registrant, then you probably don't want to do it because
Hmm.
it's going to be very difficult to get it for less than that. Um, and for some people, they can make Facebook work at a cheaper conversion than that. They can get a webinar registrant for $5. It depends, but things always change. I mean, right now, with a lot of our campaigns that we're running, just full disclosure, like we're struggling with some things on Facebook for our own internal marketing, and LinkedIn is turning into like our A player,
Hmm.
and Facebook is costing more money for us right now. I don't know if it's because it's more competitive because more and more people are using it, or Facebook's just increasing the costs, similar to like what Google did many years ago. But Facebook's becoming more and more challenging for us, and LinkedIn's working pretty well.